Welcome back to another episode of Laker News. I'm Liv Conatee.
And I'm Kendall Hudson.
We'll take a look at IFC Bid Night,
as well as the special K-9 facility in West Michigan.
All this and more on Laker News. The Brothers of the Grand Valley State University fraternities welcomed home some new brothers on February 6th. I had the opportunity to watch them join their new brotherhoods. It's that time of year again, Fraternity Bid Night. Inside the Grand River Room, dozens of students gather to start their journey into Greek life.
I feel pretty good. I feel excited. I feel like I have a really good bond with the guys, so I feel pretty happy that, I'm officially a part of the brotherhood now.
While all the pledges are eager to join their brotherhood, the event could not have happened without the IFC Vice President of Recruitment, Kyle Malloy.
Getting in contact with who was in charge, Erica, she kind of got the room all set up and whatnot. After that, it was kind of just making sure we had everything organized, so getting the DJ plan, getting the shirts ordered and designed and whatnot. Really just trying to make sure everyone was communicating on the same page.
According to the pledges, jumping off the stage into their brother's arms is the most exciting part of Bid Night.
Nothing will beat the feeling from when I was jumping off stage to my own chapter, so just the whole night in general is just really cool and special, It just reminds me of making a really big step in my life one day.
Although the initiation process isn't over yet, the brothers are excited to officially be a part of their chapters. For Laker News, I'm Liv Conatee. This is just the first step before these pledges become brothers of their fraternities.
Today we will look into one Grand Valley student's rise to success.
Every single morning, Hope Wadley wakes up and comes to the common room of the Hills dorm. Except one morning turned out a little differently. She sat right here and played the piano, and she recorded a song to tweet out. And over 15,000 likes later, Hope Wadley has become a viral sensation.
Closure without closure, a voice that never spoke.
Wadley had no idea that people would love the song as much as she did. But over 120,000 streams later on Spotify and almost 500,000 views, people just can't get enough.
Yeah, during that time in my life was really just overthinking a lot, kind of driving myself nuts. And I really just wanted to film it so that in case I didn't have closure with anybody, maybe that would help.
Wadley is no stranger to music. She first started singing and writing songs when she was 6 years old. Now you can find her on iTunes and Spotify. Last fall, her extended play featured 6 original songs. Her roommate Sheila Babbitt thinks Wadley rightfully deserves the spotlight.
She deserves everything, all the attention, because she's so humble. It's cool to be like, whoa, that's my roommate, she's doing big things.
To Wadley, her music means friendship, as she thinks of her songs as friends. She enjoys the freedom to create people and stories within her songs. People she can relate to, people she might want to be friends with.
I think it's hard to understand unless you get it, but I just love being able to write a song as if you're writing a person, and you have this blank page, like a blank person, and you just throw in whatever characteristic you want them to have, and they're able to be exactly what you need during that time.
She hopes her listeners find a friend in her music too, which people can do online or on the street. Wadley's also a street performer trying to raise a little cash. People will find her barefoot and singing with her guitar in Ann Arbor.
Every different place is a different sound, a different song. So I like to travel around and just hear all the different music that places have.
Wadley's travels can be found in her music, but when she's not singing or writing songs, she's just like every other college student. Some customers are amazed finding out she's a singer.
She mentioned music. She said she was going home over break, and she's like, oh, I got to bring my notebook. And I'm like, what's the notebook? And she's like, oh, it's where I write all my songs and I make music. I'm like, oh, are you on iTunes or something? She's like, yeah. And she told me her name, and I looked it up, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Wadley hopes to continue to surprise people with her talents while dreaming big and hoping her listeners enjoy her music too.
If I ever got the opportunity to open for a band and just tour, that would be a dream I'd absolutely love that.
Whately hopes to build that stronger connection with her audience. In Allendale, I'm Reagan Blissett.
Be sure to check out Hope Whately on Spotify and Apple Music.
West Michigan Canine is a dog training facility which has some furry alumni that went on to do big things.
It's a sign you should take seriously. Some of the dogs here at West Michigan Canine are being trained as police attack dogs, but the trainers work hard to ensure everyone stays safe.
West Michigan Canine, we do a lot of different things. So we primarily train dogs, obviously, for the public. We also train dogs for military, police, Department of Homeland Security. We train protection dogs. And then we also train service dogs.
Stephen Parent, the founder of West Michigan Canine, says his love of dogs began as a child when he went hunting for the first time. He was with his uncle and his uncle's dog, Ginger. He said Ginger was commanded to hunt and then shortly returned chasing a rabbit.
In that moment, I remember the feeling if I could bottle it up and give it to people, I think it would change the world. But I remember being 7, 8 years old and seeing that and going like, wow, that was seeing a dog work for a man, help him get dinner, and I was hooked and I was fascinated. I remember going home after that weekend, riding my bike to the library and getting every book I could on dogs.
And that love for dogs
I'm obsessed with them.
has continued throughout his working career.
Joined the military, worked with dogs in the military. I got out of the military, I started training dogs almost immediately. I had really good jobs outside, but I just kept going back to the dog thing. I just couldn't let it go.
Parent and the staff at West Michigan Canine are in the process of donating a service dog to a veteran and also a police dog to the Newaygo Police Department.
It's trained for narcotics, tracking lost people, tracking bad people, and handler protection, so it'll protect the handler in the case something were to go sideways.
He says they aim at donating 4 to 5 dogs every year. Good deeds like this at West Michigan Canine have not gone unnoticed.
I went to the mailbox at my golf cart, pulled out a manila envelope that said White House. And I was like, this is either really good or really bad. The White House don't mail people stuff. And I opened up the envelope in fact, I got adrenaline and got a little scared. And I drove back down here, found my own private little space and opened it up. And inside was a letter and then a presidential coin.
The letter and coin from former President Barack Obama commend his work with service dogs for veterans. Training these dogs can be a difficult task, but according to Parent, saying goodbye is the hardest part.
We build relationships and bonds with the dog. There's no way we can't. Everybody that works here is here because they love what they do.
In West Olive for West Side Stories, I'm Jessica Kroll.
Besides training, West Michigan Canine provides several other services, including overnight boarding.
Well, that's all the time we have for this week. Thanks for watching Laker News.
But before you leave us, if you want to see more Grand Valley stories, check out our Facebook page at GVTV Laker News.
Have a great week, Lakers. We'll be back next week, and anchor up.